Okay, welcome to ETN News. We're going to be looking at a few things and starting at Hawaii on the earthquake activity around Kilauea. And the slump has calmed down out through here, but there's too much went on for, nothing to happen. It's got to be damage from all those earthquakes. Okay, we got a lot of small earthquake activity, and only 2.5s and greater. This one's a 2.9, 19.7 miles deep. That's it down in the chambers. 2.8, 16.6 miles deep. That's a little bit above the chambers. It's too much went on in Hawaii for nothing to go on in the future, near future. But we'll see about eruptions or something like that. Something just has to give. Anyway, Mount Rainier, Mount St. Helens, small quakes. Still got activity around Hebgen Lakes, Montana. East-northeast there, over on it's all super volcano. That's where we had the earthquake the other day. That's aftershocks. And got a lot of little activity down through here, small, 4.3, and down Mexico, right in the Gulf. But anyway, Gulf of California, down through there. On the Cascadia, 2.0, northwest of Petrolia, California, 16.2 miles deep. Been having a lot of activity on the Cascadia. And we're going to have another 6.0 or bigger around the plate because of the way things are going. This was a 6.0 Mid-Atlantic Ridge, 6.2 miles deep. The Indian Ocean, I mean not Mid-Atlantic, but Mid-Indian Ridge. I look at that Mid-Atlantic a lot. But anyway, Mid-Indian Ridge. And this is southeast of Africa. Okay, we'll get it straight in a moment. Let me back this up. 5.0. But over here's the earthquake. Here's Africa, Australia. Even New Zealand got an earthquake. 4.3. Remember all that fire we were seeing lit up right through here? What we was talking about a few months ago before I went off the air. Something's going to happen if you keep it up. Keep drilling and causing things like that. Whatever you're doing to the earth, it's going to cause a weak spot. And New Zealand is not a good place for a weak spot, believe me. Alright, 5.4 around Taiwan. And the way the place is shifting, and the continents is moving, it's crushing. My belief is Taiwan and Philippines into Japan. It's putting a lot of pressure on them. It's crushing them, pushing against those. It's my belief from my study. Now let's check something else out. We got over here in the east, where'd that go? New Jersey quake. It's not even showing up. Okay, New Jersey. It was right here. Must have been from yesterday. But we had that small one here where we had the other earthquake. Right here's New York City. And I want to show you something. You see the new major seismic zone? The way this comes around. It goes up through the new major. And then right back around. And you can see what a fault line we have in the east. This goes all the way up. It comes down this way too, and it goes all the way up. Right up around Newfoundland, places like that. Okay, you can see the fault line going through here. Let's get a closer look at this. Now I had to darken it out so you could see the ridges, how it does. You know, it's hard to see that. But you can see how it goes up. And right here is another one coming off and then coming out toward New Jersey. And then right here is one that comes down. And follow it all the way down to the main earthquake ridge. So that, you know, it can go up this way. It can go different directions. And that's the reason we're getting earthquakes in South Carolina and North Carolina sometimes, because you can follow this. It's coming off of the new major, and it goes right around through here. All right, we got North Carolina, South Carolina have its earthquakes. So that shows you why they do. And New York City, or New York, has earthquakes right now. Shaking going on, things like that. There's a reported shaking around Montreal. That's how they pronounce that. But anyway, these are small ones here. 1.0, 1.2. Alright, that's what Canada is reporting. And here's the one in the Indian Ocean, the 6.0. And I'm looking for another 6.0. But it should be over here in this area, 6.0 or greater. And if it builds any more before I get to do another update, you can look for upper 6 to a 7, maybe a 7 plus. And we'll have large activity down through here, 3s, maybe 4s, maybe even higher. And over toward the east. It's got to scatter out. When the Cascadia releases a little bit of pressure, it's got to go somewhere. And most of the time, the big quakes where the San Andreas is opened up, it just travels on through, and most of the time it'll go all the way around over to here. And what's causing that is the movement from the plates. When this shows signs over here, we're going to see an earthquake, and some of it moves toward the east, and some of it goes on down. If we don't get no release through here or no release toward the east, then we will have a very large quake somewhere on around the Ring of Fire. Let me show you something here. Okay, now when you have proof of something. Now, here a while back on my channel, I got people to write about the tsunami stations, and Florida was unprotected down through here. They had been off for years. You can check into it. But they cut them on after that. After people wrote in to the Congress and to the governors and stuff like that. You know, Congress is where it had to go, but something was done about that. Now here, after 3 years, this one floated off toward other countries, and this one here around New York has been off it's been a couple of years. But you can check back into that. You can go on here and look at the history, and it'll show you what I'm talking about. Now, why would they come on these here right after we sent letters in? And I also sent letters in myself, and I don't even live over here. I live in West Virginia. But why would they turn these on, and then we go for over a year, and then we send letters in about these? And then they turn them on. That's proof this does work. So if you want to be protected over here on the West Coast, going on down, all this down through here is unprotected. Of course, you have buoys that you see out when you're out in the boat. Yeah, you have buoys. It tells your air temperature, wind speed. It tells the wave height on a few of those, not all of those, but the wave height. But they are right next to the surface when they start coming in. If a tsunami comes, the wave height ain't going to warn you like that. Not like a tsunami station. This is different. Okay, now we got this one on. What, about a week ago? Something like that. And then now, east of Boston, New York will be protected. Long Island, New York. At least you'll have some kind of warning. Look at all this. Look at this. This shows, just like I showed you about a week ago, or something like that, somewhere around there. When we looked at this one, it was about around in there. And it had been on all day, going into the next day. Now this shows you that they just turned them on 4:26 around Sable Island Bank. So that proves to you this does work, even though they want to be stubborn or anything like that. When you got to the Congress, you got 500 letters coming in one day, or 1,000 letters coming in one day to the Congress. That can't just be overlooked. It can't just be thrown away and overlooked. They want voters. How are they going to get voted in if they keep playing with your lives? Okay, all these down through here around, everybody's about protected except for the West Coast. And where is the Cascadia? The West Coast. Where's the most danger that they've been looking for the last 10 years? Cascadia, West Coast. Around Mendocino Bay, Newport. Unprotected. The Tsunami Station. Over here in Hawaii. Let me show you how this one is. Here's Hawaii. Over here's the West Coast, over this way. Here's your Tsunami Station. The only Tsunami Station that you have over here. And it was fixed. Starting to see a couple messed up spots in here again. Let's hope they get that straightened out too. Now here's the island. If we had a slump break off, where's your warning? Nothing. All clear down through here. I'm just trying to make a point. Just trying not to scare no one. I'm just trying to help you. This right here, with your letters that you send in, for these right here to be turned on, will save thousands of lives. One day or another, it will. Trust me. So that made you a big part of saving lives when you did that. And down here at Florida also. So you did great. Thank you for sending letters in and writing to Congress. You did great. Saving lives, that's what it's all about. Alright, now let's look at the fire map. Now, anybody that uses this map can tell you that, I'm not lying, this is I could show you over here on the side, but it puts a reflection of light. But anyway, 24th of April, 2024, I made sure I had the right date. Right here's the 24th. Keep your eye on that. We go over this every few days. Alright, now right there. Now where did it go? It was over here. Now it's over here. This proves to you this does move. It is an anomaly, and it's a lot of heat up under the surface causing storms, tornadoes, storms, in places that you never got them before. In Nebraska, we had a tornado touchdown in southern Nebraska, and it's tornado watches all through Nebraska earlier, so that's moving across the plate. Even if you don't get a tornado, or they don't consider it as a tornado, it could be one number under, and they won't consider it as a tornado. It has to be a certain number, just like it does with a storm out in the ocean. You got typhoons, and these tornadoes, they're going to be coming across in a lot of places, and I hope they don't come near my area. I don't want to start seeing tornadoes. You know, we already starting to see them in the upper part of West Virginia, but not in my area, and hope we don't. Okay, that there, what date was that? Yeah, that's the 26th through Florida. And here's our storms. Got a lot of rain in this. Was that 13? Well, it's 13th of an inch. Okay. Started to say it's going to flood, but 13th of an inch. You can see the circulation and everything going on around here. And the storms moving on across. And the tornadoes was at the back end of it. Just because it rains and storms, don't think that there may not be a tornado, because there are a chance of one being behind that. And out here, I don't know why we ain't seeing any hurricanes or anything yet. Look at all this. Now, the other day, all of this was clear. And then all this rain all at one time. That's a lot. All at one time. Alright, I'll see you all in the next update. Everybody stay safe. And we're going to be watching as best way we can every chance I get. You know, staying pretty busy, but I'm trying to just watch every chance I get.